What's up, guys? John here, and welcome to Baltimore Retro Gaming. And today, guys, yes, I got another Genesis game. Look, I promised just a couple more Genesis videos, and I'll move on to another system or at least some other types of games. But today, I got a pretty awesome game for you guys. It's Panorama Cotton on the Sega Genesis, or I guess I should say the Sega Mega Drive. Let's check it out. Okay, so guys, this is my copy of Panorama Cotton, and don't pay that price sticker any mind. I didn't pay that for this game. I actually paid $30 for this game. It is a repro. I bought it at one of my local retro game stores, and as a matter of fact, they stuck their logo on it right there. It's a tiny little store. They're good for certain things, and they make some pretty good repros. Yeah, see, 30 bucks. You know, if it's a game like this and I know it's going to be really good, you know, for me, guys, I do not mind spending $30 on a repro. Again, if I know it's a game that I've been looking at and I know I'm going to like, you know, 30 bucks and it's a game you enjoy. Now, it looks like this game, just like a lot of their other games, it looks like they used a real cart back. This looks like it's an Acclaim case, and I guess they just use like a repro cover with repro cover art. I would open it up, but I don't have any tools with me, so I can't show you the board on this. But the game works, and that's all I care about. Now, I bought the game card only, and this is a original Sega case. Now, I bought the game at one game store, and there's another game store that has like loads of Sega games they're never going to sell. They have like a buttload of cases, and that's where this case came from. And then, guys, I just went ahead, and I use photo paper when I do this, but I just printed out some cover art. You know, it makes the games look good on the shelf, you know. So then you got your game, you got the case, you know, don't have a manual. But guys, look, for this particular game right here, you're going to want to buy a repro because the price on this game is crazy. We're going to get into that a little bit later, but yeah, this is my copy of Panorama Cotton for the Sega Genesis, or aka Sega Mega Drive. Panorama Cotton. Okay, guys, so before I start rambling on about the game, I'm just going to go to Wikipedia and let's learn some random facts about Panorama Cotton. So, Panorama Cotton is a 1994 rail shooter video game developed by Success and published by Sunsoft for the Sega Mega Drive exclusively in Japan on August 12th of 1994. Panorama Cotton is the third entry in the Cotton series and made a major departure from the original gameplay formula of prior Cotton entries. Instead of being a side-scrolling shooter like the others, it was a pseudo 3D shooter in the style of Sega's arcade classic hit Space Harrier. Stylistically, it also stands out for having lost the melancholy undertones that the other games had. Instead, it simply strives to be uniquely psychedelic. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I've played other games in the Cotton series, you know, for the Saturn, for the Dreamcast, for the Super Nintendo or Super Famicom. So I don't know if I absolutely agree with the uniquely psychedelic thing. I mean, I feel like any shooter, especially those like shoot-'em-up shooters, any shooter that came out in Japan, especially in the 90s and early 2000s, and hell, even today, all of those games are uniquely psychedelic. So whoever wrote that obviously hasn't played a lot of Japanese shooters, but I really like this game, and I really do agree that this game is like Space Harrier. Now, a lot of people compare this to games like Space Harrier, obviously, Sega, but they also compare it to Star Fox. And, you know, other than the fact that it's like a similar style shooter and that it's a rail shooter, I wouldn't exactly compare this to Star Fox. You know, in my opinion, you know, Star Fox is an amazing game, and Star Fox offers more gameplay mechanics and things of that nature than Panorama Cotton. But I will say that Panorama Cotton is more of a game for everybody. It's a lot easier to get in, like to jump into and learn all the controls than it is a game, you know, kind of like Star Fox. But guys, you know, when I turned this game on, you know, one of the first things that I noticed, and it is a damn shame that it's not in English. I mean, there may be a translated version out there, but if you let the game play, I guess in like demo mode, you just don't hit start, you start noticing all these anime sequences and all these anime cutscenes. I am a huge sucker for that. You know, all that late Sega Genesis, early Sega CD, Sega Saturn, not really FMV, but those like anime cutscenes that they added into a lot of their games at the time. Like, oh my God, like where the images just stand still and you can see the lips moving and nothing else. Like, I love those old school anime sequences, and a lot of these Japanese shooters even ones that were ported over here in the United States, a lot of them have that. It reminds me of like Lunar on the Sega CD, Vey on the Sega CD. It just reminds me of games like that, and I really, really dig the stories in these games. I didn't when I was a kid, but I really dig them now that I'm an adult. So if somebody could translate it, or if there's a translated version out there, I would love to pick it up or even play it through an emulator. That way I can read, some of the story that's going on in Cotton. But, as soon as I got done looking at that and I jumped into the gameplay, it's really simple and it's really fun, You can go up, down, left or right, diagonal. You have your shot, then you have a special. They don't really give you a lot of, screen clearing bombs and things of that nature. But when you hit the fire button, you can kind of hold it down for like 2 or 3 seconds and get like this rapid fire. And then you kind of got to keep pressing the fire button, but it's not like really frustrating or anything like that. It's in a really fun way because every time you hit the fire button, you can kind of move to the other side of the screen and kind of clear like everything that's in front of you. So, as far as the gameplay, controls and mechanics go, I dig them. I think they're good. I think they're good for people that want to master this game as well as people that aren't, real big on this genre and just kind of want to jump in and check it out. Now, let's talk about the music in Panorama Cotton. Now, I will say this. There's not a whole lot. I've played this game, beat this game. I mean, the music is nothing to write home about. But there's two musical pieces in this game that I really, really like. The first one's actually in level 2. The whole soundtrack for level 2 is just, incredible. I guess if you want to hear the whole thing, look it up on YouTube. I'm sure there's a soundtrack posted for this game somewhere. And then the other little musical tune that they play in this game that I really dig is as soon as you're done with a level, there's a little screen that shows a fairy and a heart kind of flying out of her butt or something. But that little bit of music that it shows in between levels, I really dig that too. And there's not a ton of music in this game, like I said, that really stands out. There's not a ton of music in this game, period. But that level 2 music, it really gets me going. All the music's cute. What you'd expect from a cute 'em up or a game like this. It's not hardcore or music like you hear in R-Type or even games like Gradius. They're a little bit more tame. But, just overall, guys, graphics good. I mean, look at what this game does on the Genesis, I always say that there's 2 games out there that kind of blow my mind. Contra Hard Corps is one of them, but damn, this game really shows the power of the Genesis and the things that they're able to do with the parallax scrolling to kind of give you that pseudo 3D look. It's just, when they made this game, they really, whoever put it together, they really mastered, the limit. They got very familiar with the limitations and mastered, what the Sega Genesis could do. And it is a damn shame that, more games like this or that could expand upon this system aren't out there. And it really sucks that this game in particular didn't come out in North America. But guys, I mean, this is a pricey game. Get yourself a repro. Download the ROM. It is totally worth it. I suggest that anyone that's a fan of Star Fox or a fan of Space Harrier or a fan of arcade-style games or a fan of shoot-em-ups or a fan of whatever, if you like retro games, you need to at least try Panorama Cotton at least once. Just to say that you tried it. It's a fun game. I really dig it. You would get the repro pretty cheap or you can download the ROM for free. There's no reason why you shouldn't experience this game. And like I said, I promise just a few more Sega games, guys, and I will move on to something else. But yeah, if you own a Sega Genesis and you dig, that crazy stuff from Japan or, homebrews and stuff like that, get yourself a copy of Panorama Cotton because, man, in my opinion, it is a must own. Okay, so do I recommend Panorama Cotton? Well, yeah, I recommend Panorama Cotton. Now, I know what you're thinking. John, oh my God, you got a repro. It's not authentic. It's not original. No, you're absolutely right. The only thing original on this case is the case itself. Now, this game is very expensive. If you want this game complete, the Mega Drive version, I saw one sold on eBay for $520, but all the asking prices right now are between $800 and $1,100. I didn't see any loose carts. Well, you can get a repro of it. I feel like my repro is made well, and the money went to a local retro game store that I like to support, so I don't feel guilty about my purchase at all. But you can go on like Etsy or eBay. You can buy a repro of this game for anywhere between, you know, $10 and $30. Or if you know how, you can make it yourself. Or if you want to play it free, just grab an emulator, grab RetroArch or something, or any Genesis emulator. Download this ROM. You can still find it online. There's still ROMs out there, and you can play the game. This game is awesome. It is fun. The music, the colors, everything about this game I love. And it really sucks that this game never came out here in North America, because, you know, the other day I said in one of my videos, there's two games that show off the power of the Genesis. You know, one of them was Contra Hardcore. I believe that this sole game right here shows off the sheer power of the Sega Genesis, unlike any other game in the library. And guys, remember, I post pictures on Instagram of the shirts that I make. If you like any of my crazy shirts, you know, most of them are shooters like Glay Lancer, Gigawing, stuff like that. Guys, if you like any of my shirts, $25 shipped. Except for a few places in the world, they cost a little bit more, but not much more. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Now, remember to like this video. Remember to subscribe to the channel. Until next time, peace out.